All right. Hello, students. Welcome to this session. Hope you're all doing good. So, in this session, we are looking into the discussion of reasoning section of TG ICET mock test. It was a state level free mock test that was conducted on 14th and 15th March. Welcome to this session. Hope you're all doing good. Okay. So there will be some, question numbers that will be missed when we are discussing. So all the question numbers that are missed are your questions from DS and DI sections that will be dealt separately in a different session. We are only doing the reasoning session. Okay. So all the questions pertaining to reasoning, we will be discussing here. Okay. Right. So now let us begin with it. Yes. Note, in the question 4, two pairs of groups of letters or numbers or letters and numbers. The pattern that appears on one pair should be followed by the other pair also. Observe the pattern carefully and fill the blank appropriately. Okay. So this is an analogy question. Right. So now here, when you look into this, so we have 3 to the power 2, then 4 to the power 3 is to 12. Similarly, 4 to the power 4 and 5 to the power 2 is to what? Okay, that is how the format is given. Now here, what we can do is, you can make use of all of these numbers. You add them. Like 3 power 2 is there, no? You do 3 plus 2, that gives you 5. And then 4 power 3, you do 4 plus 3, that will give you 7. And again, you add these two numbers, that is going to give you 12, which is available to us here. Now, if I do the same, looking at the same concept, 4 plus 4, that gives you 8, and 5 plus 2, that gives you 7, and you add these numbers, that will give you 15. And I do have an option of 15, and that is what we can mark as the answer. Now, sometimes there is more than one way to answer the question. There can be more than one way to answer the question. Okay. Now, what is one other way to answer this question is just by taking the powers. Forget the bases, you can take the powers and you add 1 to the powers and then you multiply. So how much am I getting here? This is 3, this is 4, and you multiply, you get 12. Same way, take only the powers. 4, you add 1 to that, and 2, you add 1 to that. So you get 5 and 3, and you multiply. That gives you 50. So we end up with the similar result. So another way of looking into the answer in this case. Okay. So that is what we need to observe here. Okay. Next. In question 5, pick the odd thing out. So it's an odd man out. So we have trapezium, median, square, rectangle. We know, except for median, remaining all are, have 4 sides. Correct? Remaining all have 4 sides. Median is not. Okay. So the commonality is 4 sides. That's the logic. Okay. Next. Yes. Now here, we have each of the question numbered 6 to 8 follows a definite pattern. Observe the same and fill in the blank with the suitable ones. Okay. So it's a series. So we need to identify what is the number that you get next. Now here, by observing, you can say that the numbers are increasing and they are sudden increasing. So we can take multiplication. Not only multiplication, but you must also look into addition. Means you have 12. I will do into 2 plus 3, because 12 into 2, 24, plus 3 is 27. Then again, if I do into 2 plus 3, 27 into 2, 54, plus 3 is 57. So again, if I do into 2 plus 3, 57 into 2 is 114, plus 3 is 117. So like that, by doing into 2 plus 3, every time you are going to get the next number. So now it is 237 into 2 plus 3. So we know 230 into 2 is 460. 7 into 2, 14. So 474 plus 3 gives you 477. And we have an option here. And you can mark that as our answer. Into 2 plus 3. Okay, that is the logic. So always observe the given numbers and you will know what to do. Okay, right. Next, yes. Now here you have 5, 9, 18, 34, 59, blank. So again, gradually increasing because after 59, when you look at your options, they all are closed numbers. So always keep an eye on the options. When you keep an eye on the options, it becomes easier to identify the pattern. Following the point here? Okay, right. So now let's take addition. So here I get plus 4. Then here I get plus 9. Then here I get plus 16. So what do you see? These are all perfect squares. 2 square, then 3 square, then 4 square. So the next 5 square gives you 25. By adding 25 is 59. And then you add 6 square, which is 36. So that is going to be 95. And that is available to us in option 1. Correct? Yeah. Then, yes. Now these here, I can recognize them as cubes. I can recognize them as cubes, correct? So let us see what cubes these are. Okay, so 27, I can take it as 3 cube. 216, I can take it as 6 cube. 1728 is 12 cube. Are you following what is happening here? Correct? So when you look into this, you see clearly that these are doubling. Correct? These are doubling. So the next is again you double. So that is going to give you 24 cube. Correct? Now what is 24 cube? It is 13824. So that is available to us in option 2. 13824. Now again when you double, that is going to be 48. So 48 cube is what you get as the last number there. Okay. So that is what you need to look into. Okay. Right. Then, yeah. So that is the pattern in this case. Next. Now he says in a code, the months January to December are written as. Means January is September, February is April, March is December, April is November, like that. Because in the end, he said respectively. Correct? That means everything has to be considered in that same order, respectively. Are you understanding this? Okay. Now, he says use this information to answer the questions at 12 and 13. Okay. Now, what he says, Indian Independence Day falls in the month of. So, when is the Independence Day? August. Now, what is August here? So, it's simply consider. So, we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So, the answer here is first option, June. That's our answer. Correct? So we have August, September, October, November, December. So that is the idea. So June is what we will consider as our answer. That's the code we have. Okay. Then next one. Yes. In this code language, the fifth month of the year. Now, what is fifth month? You simply count the fifth month. Correct? So what is the fifth month here? This is the first month, second month, third month, fourth month. So fifth month. So the fifth month is July, and that is available to us in third option. That's our answer. Okay. Then next, yes. Now the first day of a month is Wednesday. Then the date of the Monday that comes after the second Sunday is after the second Sunday. Means you need in that month which day is the second Monday. Correct? So I need to know when will be the first Monday. First. So Wednesday is the first day. Then Thursday is the second day. Correct? Friday is the third day. Saturday is the fourth day. Now Sunday is the fifth. And Monday is the sixth. So this is the first Monday. This is the first Sunday. Now, when will be the second Monday? You add 7 more days to it. Correct? So that will be 13. And that is what we can pick as our answer. Third option. That's all. Identify the first Monday, then you will get one week, you'll get another Monday. Are you following this? Okay. Yeah. Then now we have a question on clock. Says the angle between the two hands of a clock when the time is 14 minutes past 4 o'clock. So we know that the theta is what he is asking. H value we know 4. M value we know 14. And we have the formula. Theta is 11 by 2 M. Okay. Minus 30 H. So we substitute. Theta is 11 by 2 into 14 minus 30 into 4. So 2 goes 7 times. So within modulus, because theta can never be negative. So this is 120 minus 77 after we reverse it, because we are putting modulus. So 120 minus 80 is 40. But I need 3 more than that. So it is going to be 43 degrees will be our answer. And that's available in fourth option. Okay. So that is how it has to be understood in this case. Okay. Simple substitution of a formula will give us our answer. Okay. Next. Note, in the question 19, two pairs of groups of letters or letters and numbers will be given. The pattern that appears on one pair should be followed by the other pair also. Observe the pattern carefully and fill the blank appropriately, he says. Correct? So now we need to see what is it that I am going to get here in this case. Now, when you see the degrees here, you need to understand that this is about a trigonometry. So which value of 30 is going to give you root 3? It is cot. Cot 30 is root 3. Then 1 by root 3 is what value? So it is going to be 60 degrees. Cot 60 is 1 by root 3. So the answer is third option. Understanding the point here? Okay. Right? So this is how this works. Correct? Then let's move on to the next. Now again, each of the questions numbered 20 and 21 follows a definite pattern. Observe the same and fill in the blanks with suitable ones. So it's again a series. Now here 61, 67, 71, 73, these are all what? Consecutive prime numbers in the increasing order. Consecutive prime numbers in the increasing order. So what is missed here? 79 is what missed here. 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, 97. So that is our answer. Identifying the numbers is very important. Okay. Right. Then next. Now this one here. Again, these are some numbers with pi value. See, the initial ones are all given as pi value, correct? So we need to identify what is the values here. So the first term here, you should understand that they represent the angle. So this is 0 degrees. Then pi by 6 is what? 30 degrees. Then pi by 4 is 45. Pi by 3 is 60. Then you need 90. So that means pi by 2 is what I'm searching for. But what are these values when you look at the first one? So this is about cos. Because cos 0 degree is 1. Cos 9, sine 0. So first is cos. So the second term. So the first term we have is angle. And the second term is cos value. And the third term is the sine value. Are you understanding the point? So we need to now know what is cos 90. It is same as sine 0, which is 0. And sine 90 is same as cos 0, 1. So that is why it is the first option. Understood the point? Okay. Yeah. So that is how this will work. Okay. Right. Then next, moving on. Next we have is Venn diagrams question. He says in a locality consisting of 50 families. So that's the mu value given to us. A survey conducted on the subscription of various news channels P, Q, and R, which revealed the following information. So it's a 3 set Venn diagram. So let's consider that. So let me draw the diagram. See, Venn diagram is always about understanding the region. If you know the region representation, then it becomes very easy to answer the question. So this is P, this is Q, this is R, and we know mu is 50. Correct? We need N value. And all these are your A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Correct? Now we need to know what are these values. Okay. So now here, 8 families subscribe to only P. See, only P is a small a. So small a value is given to us. Okay. So we know mu value, that is 50. So small a value is 8. Correct. Then 4 families subscribe to P and Q, but not R. So both P and is intersection, not R, means outside R. Common to P and Q, but not R. That is the D value. The D value is given to us. That is 4. Okay. Then what next we have? 3 families subscribe to P and R, but not Q. So he says P and R, but not Q. So F is 3 given. Then 7 families subscribe to only Q. So only Q is B. B value is 7. All the values are directly given here. 5 families subscribe to Q and R, but not P. So Q and R, but not P is E. And that value is given to us as 5. And 6 families subscribe to only R, that is C, 6. And only 1 family subscribe to all the 3. That is G, only 1. So every value is available to us except N value. Correct? Means how many families did not subscribe at all to any of the channels. So how do I get the N value? Mu minus A union B union C, or in this case, P union Q union R. So mu is 50 minus, you add all the numbers, means all the alphabets that are inside. That is how you get N. See, that is why understand the region representation. When you understand the region representation, it becomes easy to know what it is. Okay. So 50 minus, you add all the values. So we have 8 plus 4, 12, plus 3, 15, 15 plus 7, 22, 22 plus 5, 27, 27 plus 6, 33 plus 1, 34. So N value is 16. Means 16 families did not subscribe to any of the 3 channels. That's all. That's the only remaining unknown. We found it. Now let's start looking into the questions. Understood? So now the question is, how many families subscribe exactly to none of the channels? Yeah, he's asking n value. We know the n value, correct? So n value we have is 16, second option. Correct? The next, total number of families who subscribe to either Q or R or to both, but not P. See, I want Q or R. See, or is always union. Union and is intersection. I need Q or R, means combining both Q and R, both also, but never inside P. So when he says never inside P, see, these are the three values that you have to consider, B, E, and C. Because when he said not P, what are all the alphabets inside of P? A, D, G, F. See, understand the region. I need Q or R or Q and R, but not P. Are you understanding? So understand the region representation. Then it becomes easy to answer. So you just have to add B, E, and C. So what is B? 7. E, 5, 12. Plus 6, you have 18. And that is what you pick. Fourth option. So it is B plus E plus C. So when you know the region representation, you will know what elements to include and exclude. Understood the point? Okay. Right. So these are the two questions you have in this Venn diagrams, 22 and 23. Okay, yeah, here, 22 and 23. Okay, further. Now we have coding decoding. In a certain code, if dating is coded as, okay, so we have dating and that's coded as, oh, sorry, FDY PYT. FDY PYT. Okay. Then same, in the same code, the word that is coded as. Now see, this is called as decoding. This is decoding. So we already got the code. That means I'll write the code first and then I will write dating so that whatever the logic I get, I can directly apply that logic. You don't need to reverse anything. So now we have the code given, which is VUFPYF. VUFPYF. Now I need to find the word. So in coding and decoding, please always focus on how a question is asked. Then you can find the approach. Now here, what is happening? If I take the place values, this is 6, this is 4, minus 2. So parallelly you do. This is 22, you do minus 2. So this is 20. That means T. Do I have a word starting with T? Yes. Parallelly you do. You don't need to find the complete logic and then only apply it. Time is very, very important. Our main goal in the exam is to attempt every question given in the paper at least one time so that I can maximize my score to comfortably pass the cutoff. Understanding the point, do what is necessary to get the answer, mark and move on. You don't need to complete the answer and then check the options. Are you following me? Okay. So that is what you do here. So see, this is 4, this is 1. So minus 3. This is 21 minus 3. So how much is that? 18. 18 is R, T and R. There are two options. And the third word in both is, the third alphabet in both is A, correct? So I'll put A. Because here, why? This is 25 and 20, so minus 5. So 6 minus 5 is 1. Do you see how these numbers are? They are prime numbers. That's the logic. They are prime numbers. The next alphabet will give me my answer. See, in the first option, you have fourth alphabet is C. In the second option, you have the fourth alphabet is I. You do that, mark and move on. See, when you observe the options, you know that the second and the third alphabets are same in both of the options. So do what is necessary to get the answer, mark and move on. Are you following? Okay. So now let us see. Now here we have 16. This is 9. So this is minus 7. So you have again 16 minus 7, 9. So this is I. So I know now my answer is trains. Choice 2. That's it. Do what is necessary to mark and move on. Understood the point? Because the right option gives you marks. The rough paper, the rough sheet should be used only when you need it. You need to know when to stop, where to stop, to mark and move on. Understood? Practice. Okay? Right. So the answer is strings. Prime numbers is the logic. Subtraction of prime numbers. Okay? Then next. The time between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock when the two hands of a clock are at 120-degree angle with each other for the first time. So we know any angle other than 0 degrees and 180 degrees, it will always occur two times in an hour. So we will see. So we know theta is given as 120 degrees. H value is given between 5 and 6 means after 5, before 6. So H value is fine. Now he's asking what is the M value. So let's say, so we can do theta is 11 by 2M minus 30H. This is one occurrence. The other occurrence is theta is 30H minus 11 by 2M. These are the two occurrences. Now you substitute 120 is 11 by 2M minus 30 into 5. The other is 120 is 30 into 5 minus 11 by 2M. But here, since the question is for the first time, correct? So here I'm getting 11 by 2M is, this is 150 minus 120, 30. So here I'm getting 11 by 2M is, this is 150. This will be 270. So I would prefer the right hand side because that is the first time. Are you understanding my point? So here M is equal to how much? 60 by 11. So what is 60 by 11? 11 goes 5 times 55. Balance is 5. So 5 by 11 minutes. So after 5, at 5 by 11 minutes. And it is given to us in the first option. After 5, at 5 by 11 minutes. What will be the other occurrence? Here M is equal to, this is 540 by 11. So the other occurrence will be 11 goes 4 times 44. 11 goes 9 times 99. 1 by 11 minutes. This is the other occurrence. 49 1 by 11 minutes. That is not given. Do you understand? So read the question, understand. You don't have to do both. Once you come to a certain point, you will know which will be the first time. 11 by 2M equals to whichever is the smaller value, that is the first time. Are you understanding this? Okay. Right. Good. So choice one. Then next. Now this is blood relations. Pointing to a man, woman said, he. Now sometimes instead of saying a man, they will say pointing to a person, a woman said. Now, how do we know that the gender of the person? Most of the times they will start with a word like this, he or she, like that. So now when they say he, we know that the person is a male. Now here they clearly said it is a man, so there itself we know. Now that man is being described by this woman. How? The son of the only daughter of the father of my aunt. Now this word my is important. Whenever a physical introduction or a photographic introduction is given in relations, my or your will be given somewhere in that sentence. So you start from there, then go backwards. He says my aunt. So my is that woman. Correct? So my, let me call that my as A, that's a female. This is my aunt. Aunt means parent's sister. Let me call that aunt as B. I don't know. It is father's sister or mother's sister. I don't know. My aunt. And go one relation behind. Father of my aunt. Okay. So there is a father. The only daughter of the father. The only daughter of the father is nothing but the aunt again, no? The aunt again is nothing but the only daughter, no? Are you understanding what I'm trying to say here? So the word only is very important. So the only daughter of the father of my aunt is nothing but my aunt. And the man, he is the son of that aunt. So that is how you have to connect. So that man is the son of that aunt. This is the man. Now the question is, how is the man related to the woman? Woman is my. So what is the relation between these two? They are cousins. They are cousins because one of their parents are siblings, hence they become cousins. And that is given to us in first option, choice one. Correct? Okay. So always look into family tree. Whenever blood relations are given, work using family tree. Okay. Then, in question 30, pick the odd thing out. Okay. So here in the first option, we have FG by 13 means 6 and 7. How do I get the denominator? By adding, you are getting the denominator. Let's see the second option, VW 40. 22, 23. By adding, we'll actually getting 45. So let's see the third option, MN27. 13 and 14 by adding, correct, 27. Fourth option, ST upon 39. S is 19, T is 20. By adding, correct, you are getting the denominator. So except for the second option, remaining all options are having the same logic like this. You don't need to write and check for this. For explaining purpose, I'm writing, but you should not. You need to pick and choose which should be written in the rough sheet and which can be done orally. Then only you can attempt every question in the exam one time. That should be our main goal. So you need to pick and choose which questions I should write in the rough sheet, which should be done orally. So practice on a regular basis, you will come to that awareness and you should be able to do it. Clear? Okay. Yeah. Then next. Yes, each of the question numbered 31 and 32 follows a definite pattern. Okay, series. Now, when you observe, okay, see what is happening in all the options that you have. The first number is 20 only, no? That means I can concentrate on the second number. In all the pairs of numbers, concentrate only on the second number. See, observe. Options helps us analyze and give some hints to approach. You need to take advantage like that. So if I only look at the second numbers, so what do you see in these second numbers? I can see this is +1, again -1, here +2, -2, now +3. So what should be the next? -3. So what is 6 minus 3? 3. So now I have my answer that is available to us in third option. If you have an option, none of these, then okay, check the first one also. But here, no need. All the options have 20. Now, what is happening in the first numbers also, let us discuss. But in the exam, do what is necessary to get the answer mark and move on. You need to know when to stop, where to stop, what needs to be done. But when you're practicing, practice everything. Following the point? Okay. Right. So we have 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17. So everywhere here, what is happening? +3, +3, +3 is happening. Correct? Everywhere +3. Now what is 17 +3? You get 20. And that is precisely what I have as my answer. 20, 3. Third option. Yes. Okay. Next. Yes. Now here again, these numbers. Now you have 3, you have 4, you have 7. That means by adding 3 and 4, you are getting 7. Now next you have is 14. That means by adding 3, 4 and 7, you are getting 14. The next is 25. Correct? And how am I getting 25? By adding 4, 7, 14. You add, you are getting 25. Then next you are getting 46. How? By adding 7, 14, 25. Gives you 46. Are you understanding the point? Initially, the first two numbers were added to get the third number. Then from the fourth number onwards, the previous three numbers are being added to get the next number. Are you following the point? Okay. So like that, the previous three numbers you add, then you are going to get your next number. So how should I do that now? So what will I get here by doing that? By adding that? So let's see. That means you are now going to add these three numbers. These three numbers, correct? 46, 85, and 156. So what is 46 and 85? This is 120 and 11, 131. Now 131 and 156 is going to give you 287. And that is what you pick as your answer. And it is available to us in the first option. It is available to us in the first option. Correct or not? Okay. So that is how it is going to be looked at. So understand and approach. Now you don't need to write everything in the rough sheet. Make necessary notes to understand the logic and then work on it orally. You need to be very flexible in your approach. How much I have to write and how much I can do orally, this you have to take a call. That will only be possible when you keep practicing on a regular basis. Are you understanding the point? Okay. Yeah. All right. Next. Next. Again, a similar question what we had earlier in a code. The months January to December are written like this, respectively, he says, and use this information to answer questions 36 to 38. Correct? Now, National Children's Day celebrated in the month of, he says. So, when is the National Children's Day celebrated? It is celebrated in the month of November, correct? So November means what month here? The second last month given is January. And that's what we pick, January. November is the Children's Day month. So January month, according to the code. Yes. Now similar we have here. Similar codes we have respectively, he says. Now in the code language, August comes after the month of, he says. So August comes after the month of what, he says. Okay, he said in the code language. Do you see? In the code language, August comes after the month of what? See here, August is coming after the month of what? After the month of June. And that is what you pick as your answer, June. Understanding this? So learn to understand the question. Okay, June is the answer. Okay, next, the month coded as November. See, the code is November. So when you look at that, the month coded as November. See, November is here. So when you count first, second, third, fourth month. So what is the fourth month? April. Correct? And that's what you pick as your answer. April is what you pick. April is coded as November. So learn to read the question first, especially when coding decoding is there. You need to know whether he's asking the code or is he asking us to decode. Following the point? Okay. Right. Let's see. Moving on to the next. Now it is about scheduling. A train starts at a scheduled time from Hyderabad and is scheduled to reach Chennai at 7:30 a.m. the next day. 7:30 a.m. is the scheduled time. The train arrived 15 minutes late to Nellore and it is late by 40 minutes when it reached Renigunta. So plus 40. See, how should you understand? What you need to write. When it reached Renigunta, again it arrived another 30 minutes late at Kurnool. So again plus 30. Finally, it covers 28 minutes of the late. So minus 28. Then the time of arrival at Chennai station on the next day is. So when it is actually arriving, the scheduled arrival is 7:30. When it is actually arriving. So what you do? We know this is plus 2, right? Then you add everything. So this is 55 plus 2. So basically it is 57 minutes late. So if it is 57 minutes late, then my answer is going to be 8:27 a.m. 1 hour is 8:30. 3 minutes less than 1:30, 8:30. That's all. Know how to represent the data, write what is necessary. You don't have to write this also, you can do it orally. Just keep adding. All the late times you add, all the early times you subtract, finally you'll get your answer. If you are getting in positive value, then it is late. If you are getting in a negative value, then you are early. Understanding? Right. Okay, next. Similar. A person starts from home at 9:20 to reach a meeting place which is 70 kilometers away from his home. He's traveling by a car at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. Okay. So distance is given as 70 kilometers and the speed is given to us as 50 kilometers per hour. So how do I get the time? Distance upon speed. Yes or no? So by doing that, I have 70 upon 50, which is nothing but 7 upon 5. So then how much is the time that you are going to get? 5 was 1 times 5, 2. Then if I put a decimal, it will be 24 times. So it is hours. Why? Because it is kilometers per hour. That is why it is 1.4 hours. Are you understanding? So what is 1.4 hours? Correct? That also should be identified. So how do I identify 1.4 hours now? Okay. So 1.4 hours, similar, simple. You multiply it with 60 minutes because 1 hour is 60 minutes, 1.4 into 60, which is nothing but 14 into 6. Correct? So 14 into 6 is basically 84. 84 minutes. So it's nothing but 1 hour and 24 minutes. That's our final. So everything should be done like this. So now, and reached the meeting place at 10 minutes before the scheduled time. So 10 minutes before the scheduled time he reached. So he started at 9:20. So when did he reach now? 10:44 he reached. Now, what is the question? The scheduled time of the meeting is. The scheduled time of the meeting, please don't mark it as 10:44. It is 10:54 because he said reached 10 minutes before the scheduled time. Do you see the question here? Earlier information was 10 minutes before the scheduled time he reached. So 10:44, okay, 10:44 is the reach time. That is 10 minutes before the meeting time. So what is the meeting time he is asking? So it will be 10:54. Understanding the point? Okay. So yeah. So that's how this works. Okay. Next, in the question 45, two pairs of groups of letters or letters and numbers are given. The pattern that appears in one pair should be followed by the other pair also. Observe the pattern carefully and fill in the blank, he says. Correct? So let's see that. Now, I need to find a logic like this because the blank is given in the third position. So we have H, F, R, U is C, A, M, P. Similarly, WTHP is blank. So again, work on it parallelly. 8 and 3. So this is -5. So you do that. 23 minus 5 gives you 18, which is R. Okay. Then 6 and 1, again it is -5. So 20 minus 5, that is 15. That's an O. So there are still two options. The third alphabet will give me my answer. Third alphabet, 13 and 18, again this is -5. So 8 minus 5 is 3, which is C. I got my answer. My answer is rock. R-O-C-K. Because here also 16 minus 5 gives you 11. So here also 21 minus 5 gives you 16. So everywhere it is -5. That works. Correct? Right. Next. Now, three numbers in each group is given. Okay. And you need to identify a logic. So the logic here is A comma B comma A square plus B square. That is the format. That is the format. Are you understanding this? Okay, so which is 2 comma 3 comma 2 square plus 3 square. What is 2 square plus 3 square? 4 plus 9, 13. Same way, look at the next. So this is 2 square plus 3 square. Then this is 3 square plus 4 square, 9 and 16. Then this is 4 square plus 5 square, 16 plus 25, 41. So this is 5 square plus 6 square. This is 6 square plus 7 square. So the next is 7 square plus 8 square. So the next should be 8 square plus 9 square because 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. 8, 9, I need to check. Either it is the third option or the second option. What is 8 square plus 9 square? 8 square is 64. 9 square is 81. So basically it is 145. So I get my answer. Third option. Are you understanding the point? Okay. So this is the format. A comma B comma A square plus B square. That's the logic. Okay. Yes. Next. Now this again, as you can see, some pi is given. So in terms of trigonometry, again, we need to search. So let's see what trigonometry values are given here. So we have, this is 0 degrees. Pi by 6 is 30. This is 45 degrees. This is 60 degrees. This is 90 degrees. Correct? So the next should be 135 degrees. Is it 135? We need to check. Everywhere is 2 pi by 3, no? So pi by 3 is 60. 120. 120 degrees. Okay. So what is it that you are going to get? So what values are these? So you have 90 degrees is 0. 0 degrees is infinity. So this is cot values. They are cot values. Okay. So what is 2 pi by 3? So 2 pi by 3, you are going to get, it is negative 1 by root 3 is the answer. So you need to, be well versed with trigonometric values because this kind of question is regularly given in the exam. At least one question is being regularly given in the exam. So you need to be aware of these values. Okay. Right. Then next. So these are your cot values. Next. Again, Venn diagrams. 50 families. This is mu. In a locality consisting of 50 families, survey conducted on the subscription of various news channels, P, Q, and R. Okay, it is the same set, but two questions were given there. In 22 and 23, we checked. Now, this is again using the information, answer the questions 48 and 49. So you already have those values. We can simply answer this. Correct? So I'll simply look into, I'll take the diagram so that it becomes easy to fix the diagram. So mu value is given as 50. Correct? So P, Q, R, we know N value, that is 16, correct? So A value is 8, then B value only Q. So he is only P is 8, only Q is 7, and only R is here, that is 6. Okay. Then we need a P and Q, but not R, that is given as 4. Then we have P and R, but not Q, that is given as 3, that is here. Then we have 5 families, Q and R, but not P, that is 5. And we have only 1, all the 3. So this is 1. N value we know 60. We found out. So we have all the values. We can simply answer the question. So here he's asking the number of families who subscribe to P, not only P, P. So capital P value. Capital P value is nothing but A, D, G, F. All the 4 elements we need to add. Because when you look at the diagram, you will understand. See, these are the 4 values. they are ADGF. So 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 1, 13, plus 3, 16. And that's what we pick as our answer, 16. Correct? Then number of families subscribe to P or R or both. Now see, he wants P or R or both. When you look at the diagram, P or R or both. So that means you will have to consider all these values. All these values you have to consider P or R or both. He never mentioned not Q. If he had mentioned not Q, then I will remove 4, 1 and 5 because they are inside Q. But now he's not mentioning anything. So that means basically 7 and 16 I have to ignore. So instead of adding all these, I add 7 and 16, subtract from mu. So this can also be given as mu minus of b plus n. Are you understanding? This is b value, right? Mu minus of b plus n. So b plus n is how much? 23. So this is 50 minus 23. That is going to give you 27. And that's available in the fourth option. And by adding all these numbers also, if you check 8 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1, we already know 16. 16 plus 6, 22. 22 plus 5 gives you 27 again. So know how the region representation happens. Then based on the given information, you will know what elements to include and exclude. You will find alternate ways to find the answer quickly. Are you following the point here? Instead of adding all those 6 values, you can add the balance 2 values and subtract it from mu. You will get the same answer. That's what we did. Correct? Okay. Yes. Okay, next again it is coding. Now see the question, then the code for. So this is coding only. So we will take accordingly. So December is coded as. So let's take it. So we have December, that's coded as IJHJR, IJHJR, GJW, GJW. Now he is asking code for October. October. So one thing that you see here is wherever you have E, you have J only, correct? So you have a 5 and every 5 E replaced by 10. So here also I have a 5. So let's replace this by 10. You need a J. So it's either plus 5 or it is into 2. But here you have a 3 and a 8. So this is plus 5. You have a 4 and a 9. This is plus 5. You have a 2 and a 7. This is plus 5. So everywhere, what do you see? Everywhere you see that it is plus 5 only. So that's what you do. So wherever you have C, you replace it with H. Wherever you have a B, you replace it with G. Wherever you have a R, you replace it with W. Correct? So O plus 5, 20, T, and 25, Y. So THY, TG, JW. This is my answer. So you need to know the place values. When you know the place values, you will know what the logic is. Everywhere it is plus 5. So I just explained you orally. That is how you need to work on. After you practice thoroughly, you need to work on them orally. But this is how you get THY, TG, JW. So let's see THY, TG, JW. First option. So as soon as you see THY, TG, that should be more than sufficient for us to answer. Correct? Because none of the other options have THY, TG. THYT you have in 2 options, first and fourth. That is why that G should be sufficient. You don't need to work on completely. Know when to stop, where to stop, mark and move on. Understood? That is how you need to work in the exam. Every second counts. So do not lose those precious seconds. Okay? Right. Next. Now we have 10 persons are sitting around a circular table at equal distance facing the center. Okay, 10 is an even number. So you will definitely have opposites. That's the first thing you always notice in a circular arrangement. Whenever you have a circular arrangement, the first thing you notice is the number of persons. If it is even number of persons, then we need to have opposites. So I will be considering opposites like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opposites. Understanding the point? Or you can also see if you are uncomfortable taking a circle, take a line or a dotted line. Just add 5 lines like this. Understanding? And put arrow marks like this. So it doesn't matter how you represent, our arrangement is what is important, how the persons are seated. Following the point? Okay. Right. Let's see now. P10 is opposite P6. Okay. So I have P10 here, opposite P6 here. Any opposite you consider, it doesn't matter. And so, and means it always refers to the first person, that is P10 is a neighbor of P4. Okay. So P10 should be a neighbor of P4. So neighbor means it could be either here or there. Correct? So let us pick both the possibilities. So in one case, I'll put P4 here. And in the other case, I have P10 here, P6 here, and I'll put P4 here. Both neighbors. Understanding the point? Okay, further what he says, P3 is opposite P1. Okay. So P3 is opposite P1. So I don't know where that is for now. I'll put it separately. P3 is opposite P1. P5 and P8 are neighbors of P6. Okay, P5 and P8 are neighbors of P6. See, so it could be P5 or P8, P8 or P5. Correct? So I'm doing both P5 or P8, P8 or P5. Then P7 is immediate right of P8. P7 is immediate right of P8. Right means anti-clockwise. So P8 should be put here. P7 should be here. P5 should be here. So same. In this case also, P8 should be here. P7 should be here. And P5 should be here. Correct? P7 is immediate right of P8. P3 is immediate right of P2. So P3 is immediate right of P2. Right is again anti-clockwise. This is the right side we have. So we will see. So we have P3 right of P2. P1 and P9 does not sit adjacent to each other. So P1 and P9 not adjacent. Okay. So P1 and P9 are not adjacent. Okay. So now we need to see where can we consider. Okay. So we have P3 is immediate right of P2. P1 and P9 does not sit adjacent to each other. These are the two information still that I have to consider. And also P1 is opposite P3. That also should be there. So where can I take P1 opposite P3? So which opposite is available? You check first. Correct? So what are the opposites that are there? So this one opposite is already filled. This one opposite is already filled. Then this opposite cannot happen. And this opposite is also filled. That means this is the only opposite. So P1, P3 now should be arranged there. In the same way, there will be only one opposite in the second case also. So now, apart from that, I also have to satisfy this. P3 is immediate right of P2. Okay. So I cannot put P3 here because P3 will be immediate right of P7. So I will have to put P3 here so that this is the right side, immediate right of P2. So P2 will be here. And then opposite to P3, here you will have P1. So same way here, you cannot have P3 here because immediate right of P7 again, correct? So we will consider P1 and here P3, and we know this is the right side. So this is P2. And then the remaining is P9, correct? The remaining you have is P9. Okay, but we also had the last information. P9 does not sit adjacent to P1 and P9, correct? Who are not adjacent to each other? P1 and P9, not adjacent. So P1 and P9 not adjacent. See, this particular case is ruled out, not valid anymore. So you should be aware of which condition is giving me a possibility. Subsequently means later on, which condition is removing that possibility. So only the right side arrangement works. Only the right side arrangement works. The left side arrangement does not work. Are you following the point? So arrangement should be done like this. You start with the first condition always, and by the time you come to the last piece of information, your arrangement should be ready, and ensure that you are going through the data only once. That is how you have to practice arrangements. Understanding the point? Now, what is our question? The neighbors of P9 are. So who are the neighbors of P9? We know, see, P9 is now adjacent. The neighbors of P9 are P2 and P10. Now look at your options. Where are P2 and P10? That's available in the fourth option. That is what you pick as the answer. Okay. Right. Next. Pick the odd thing out. Okay. So we have growth, compression, decrease, reduction. Growth is my answer because remaining are synonyms. They have same meanings. Compression, decrease, reduction, they have same meaning. Correct? Yeah. Now, next, note each of the question numbered 56 and 57 follows a definite pattern. Observe the same and fill in the blank with suitable. Okay, so here we have 1 plus root 5, then 6 plus 2 root 5 and blank. Okay, so we have 1 plus root 5, then you have 6 plus 2 root 5. So how am I getting that? You again multiply it with 1 plus root 5. So when I do that, 1 into 1 is 1. Then root 5 into root 5 is 5. 5 plus 1, 6. That is what you have here. Then 1 root 5 plus 1 root 5 gives you 2 root 5. That is what we have here. So he's asking what is the next term. So again, you multiply it with 1 plus root 5. So 6 into 1 is 6 plus 2 root 5 into root 5. Root 5 is 5. 2 into 5 is 10. So 6 plus 10, 16. That's the whole number you will get. And then you have 6 root 5 plus 2 root 5 is 8 root 5. So 16 plus 8 root 5. And that is the option you choose. And you have that in your second option. Orally, do it orally. You need to know what should be written and what should be done orally. You need to be aware of that. Then only you will be able to attempt all the questions in the exam to maximize your score and easily cross the cutoff. You don't have to write the complete question and completely solve it in the rough sheet, then only find the options. No, you have to be aware of what it is and what it is can be partially. You have to do partially, write what is necessary to write and do the remaining calculations orally. Understood? Okay. Yeah. So 16 plus 8 root 5. The logic is you multiply it with 1 plus root 5 every time. Then, next you have is C7K H13R N, 21, Z, and then you have a blank. So take the place values. So you have a 3, you have a 8, you have a 14, you have 11, you have a 18, you have a 26. Now see how much they are getting added. So here plus 5, here plus 6, here plus 7, here plus 8. So you keep adding. Next is plus 7 here, plus 9 here. So 14 plus 7, 21, that is U. 26 plus 9 is ninth letter, that is I, U and I. There are two options. If there was only one option, you could have simply marked that. But here again, look at the numbers. Here you have plus 6, here you have plus 8, correct? But if I do plus 10, are you understanding? If I do plus 10, because if I take even numbers there, 6, 8, and 10, then I should get 31. But I don't have an option of 31. If I had, I could have marked it. But what else I can do? Sometimes there can be a logic. See, you need to check both ways. You can get a logic only with the numbers separately, but in our case, only with the numbers is not working out for us. So then try to see, can I make use of the place values to identify? So now see, you have a 3 and a 11. You add them, gets 14 by 2 is 7. Same way, 8 and 18. You add them, gives you 26 by 2 is 13. Same way, 14 and 26. You add them. For how much is this? You are getting 26 plus 4, 30 plus 10, 40. So by 2. Okay, so this should have been actually 20. So that now 21 and 9. Okay. Okay, maybe that logic also we need to check. Is it working in this case? Also, we have to check. Am I getting that? Okay, so you are getting 21 and 9, 30. So 30 upon 2 should have been 15. Okay, so U15I. Okay, so the answer is first option actually. The number 20 should have been given as 15. Okay, so don't worry about it. Here there was a print mistake. Generally, when you have a combination of alphabets and numbers, the logic will be like this. Either the numbers will have its own logic. So you have 7, 13, 21. So by adding 6 here, by adding 8 here, the next you add 10, you'll get 31. That could be a logic, or it will be a logic based on the place values. So here they are matching by 2, by 2, by 2. When you do, they are matching. So one of these two is the only logic in identifying the numbers given in the sequence along with alphabets. Are you understanding the point here? Okay. So here it was, the first option that you get. It should have been 15, U15I. Right. Okay, next one, coding. All right, so let's see. The question is, the word is coded as. So this is again coding. So always look into how a question is asked. Then only we will know. So Infosys we have. So INFOSYS. RMULHBH. RMULHBH. And then he's asking Flipkart. Flipkart. Okay. So this is 9 and 18, 14 and 13, 6 and 21, 15 and 12, 19 and 8, 25 and 2, 19 and 8. So what do you see here? You see that they all are opposite pairs. Means these two alphabets you see, I and R, they have the same position from opposite ends, or their summation is 27. By adding the two place values, you'll get 27. Any two place values you take, you add them, gives you 27. It means that they are having the same positions from opposite ends, like AZ, BY. See, that is why you have a Y here and you have a B here, BY. Understood? So the same thing you do. So you have a 6. So this should be 21. It should start with a U. So there are three options. And in you have UORK, UORK, UKOR. Okay. So for L is 12, it is 15. O for 9, it is 18. So R for 16, it is 11. So K, so it is UORK. So UORK is both available in second and third options. The next alphabet will give me my answer. Correct? So what is the next alphabet? 11. That means 16, which is P, and that is available in second option. Mark and move on. You don't need to work completely. Do what is necessary to get the answer, mark and move on. Then only you will be able to attempt every question given in the exam. By maximizing that, you can easily pass the cutoff. So know when to stop, where to stop, mark and move on. Always keep in mind the given options. Clear? Okay. So they are opposite pairs. Their summation should be 27. So you have 1, so this is 26, Z. You have 18, so you are going to get 9, which is I. So 20, you have a 7, that is G. They are opposite pairs. Okay? Right. Next. Okay, this is about one and only one rule we follow. That is the BODMAS rule. Always remember that whenever you have numbers with mathematical operators combination given, it is always BODMAS. So we simply replace. You don't have to again write this. Don't write what is already available. Because by the time you write that same information, you could have solved and gotten your answer. Understanding what I am trying to explain here. So do what is necessary. Know what to write, what not to write. Know what should be done orally. Okay. So let's see this. 4 alpha 5 n 9. Alpha is into and n is plus. So 4 into 5 plus 9. Okay. So this is 29. Because first is multiplication, then you add 29. Then you have beta. Beta is what? Minus. Okay, so 29 minus. And then you again have parentheses. 8 beta 4 means 8 minus 4. Alpha is into. So 8 minus 4 into 6, and ohm symbol is division. Divide by 2. Okay, so first is division, you get a 3. Then multiplication, which is 12. So then you have 8 minus 12. It is negative 4. So basically 29 plus 4, correct? Which is going to be 33. That is the answer we pick. That is the answer we pick. Yeah, option 4. So all the things that I have written here, you only have to write this. Everything should be done orally. Following the point? Okay. Yeah. Next. In the question 62, two pairs of groups of letters or letters and numbers. The pattern that appears one pair should be followed by the other pair also. Okay. This is, analogy. Now it is verbal analogy. So now we have mammal. Cow is a type of mammal. Reptile. Which among the options is a type of reptile? We know, we have the answer. It is snake. Snake is a type of reptile. Correct? Yeah. So snake is what we pick. Next. Each of the questions numbered 63 and 64 follows a definite pattern. Observe the same and fill in the blanks with suitable ones. Okay. So we have KUBX, then MSDV, then blank, then QOHR. That should be sufficient. You don't need to write the remaining. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Don't spend time unnecessarily calculating. Or if you want, take one more, SMJP. But I don't think that should be needed. Blank is somewhere in the middle. After the blank, you take one term. If there is no clarity, take one more term. Understanding the point? So now, you check the numbers. What do we have here? We have 11, we have 13, 17, 19. So everywhere, can I say plus 2, plus 2? So what is missed? 15. Oh, check. There are two options. OQTF or OQFT. TF or FT. That means the second is Q. Don't worry about the second letter then. In both, it is Q only. Is it TF or FT? You check the third. So we have 2, we have 4, we have 8, we have 10. That means what is missed? 6 is missed. 6 is F. That's all. I got my answer. Fourth option. Mark and move on. Are you understanding this? Okay. So here we have plus 2 for all the first alphabets in the group. Again, plus 2 for all the third alphabets in the group. When you look at the second alphabets, 21, 19, 15, 13. So that means 17 is missed. That's why you have a Q. So minus 2 in the group. And 24, 22, 18, 16. So that's why you have a 20. So again, minus 2. So this is the logic. Plus 2, minus 2, plus 2, minus 2 when you look from one term to the other term, one group to the other group. Understood? Okay. So that is why I keep always repeating this same information. Do what is necessary to get the answer, mark and move on. Take the advantage of the options given for you. You don't need to work out completely and then only decide. Observe the pattern. Ignore if there is a same pattern. If you have two options where the second alphabet is the same, then don't check that. Unnecessary. Check what is different in those two options. Check that particular alphabet. Okay. Right. Next is again, we have 1 upon a by b. Sorry, 1 upon a plus b. Then you have 1 upon a square minus b square. So how do I write a square minus b square? It is nothing but a plus b into a minus b, correct? So then can I say it is multiplication of 1 upon a minus b? Then what is happening? 1 upon a minus b whole square into a plus b. So you are getting 1 upon a minus b whole square into a plus b. So what is happening? Again, you are multiplying 1 upon a minus b. Then what next? 1 upon a minus b whole cube into a plus b. So 1 upon a minus b whole cube into a plus b. So again, what is happening? Now multiplying 1 upon a minus b. You don't need to write and check here. For explanation purpose, I'm writing and checking. But you can observe it directly here. Then look at the next 1 upon a minus b whole cube into a square minus b square is given. Because now the earlier term was a minus b whole cube into a plus b. Now it became a minus b whole cube into a square minus b square. A square minus b square is again a plus b to a minus b. So basically you're again multiplying with into 1 upon a minus b, and you are getting 1 upon a minus b whole to the power 4 into a plus b, which is nothing but a minus b whole cube into a square minus b square. I hope you are understanding the difference. Then again you multiply 1 upon a minus b. So you'll get 1 by a minus b to the power 5 into a plus b. So this is my answer. Correct? So that is what you pick. 1 upon a minus b whole to the power 5 into a plus b. That's available in the first option. Okay? Right. Next, again, coding decoding. In a code, turbo is written as and style is written as, then the code for. So this is coding. Always look into the question, how a question in coding decoding is asked. Then only you will know whether it is I need to find the code or I should decode and find the word. Okay. So we have turbo is STQAN. STQAN. And then you have style. And that's RSXKD. RSXKD. Then code for name. He asks. Okay, let's see. So what is happening here? We need to check. So you have 20, 19, 21, 20, 18, 17, 2, 1, 15, 14. So can I say everywhere minus 1? Correct? Everywhere minus 1 is happening. Same way. See, 19, 18, 20, 19, 25, 24, 12, 11, 5, 4. So here also everywhere -1 is happening. So basically it is the previous letter you take. So what is the previous? M, Z, L, D. That's all. M, Z, L, D. Where is it available? Fourth option. M, Z, L, D. Mark and move on. Previous letter. That is the logic. Is the previous letter according to the alphabetical order. Okay. Next. For integers p comma q, define p plus q equals a and p into q equals b, where a and b are the reminders respectively when p plus q and p into q are divided by 8. Okay. Now you have this 27 plus 43 into 50. So now this is in the format of p plus q. Now I need to know, or I know that p plus q equals a, and a is the remainder when you divide p plus q with 8. So we'll do that. 27 plus 43 is how much? 70. And then 70 you divide by 8. Are you understanding the point? So how much is this? 8 goes 8 times 64. The remainder is 6. So this is a. P plus q equals a, means now this one should be replaced by a. So we have a into 15, means 6 into 15. Now it is in the format of p into q. And what he says, p into q equals b, where b is the remainder when p into q is divided by 8. So this is 90. So you take 90 and you divide by 8. Now this value is how much? 8 goes 11 times 88, and the remainder is 2. Now this is b. And that is what you pick as your answer, because ultimately you are going to get 2 here. And that is the answer you pick, first option. Understood, everybody? That is B, because ultimately you have P into Q, and P into Q, this is nothing but B. And B is 2. Are you following the point? Okay. Yeah. Okay, next. Pick the odd thing out. Okay. So here, for the first observation is all are odd numbers. Now, once you know all are odd numbers, now you just have to check, can I find a concept of prime numbers? Because all prime numbers are odd numbers except the first prime number, which is 2. Remaining all prime numbers are odd numbers. So I will say except the fourth option, remaining all are prime numbers. Why? Because 91, even though it is an odd number, it is having factors. 91 has 13 into 7. Any number that has factors is not a prime number. Correct? So, fourth option. Okay. Then next, in the question 75, 2 pairs of groups of letters or letters and numbers. The pattern that appears in one pair should be followed by the other pair also. Observe the pattern carefully and fill the blanks appropriately. Okay. So we have E6G and G10M. Same O17S, then U blank and Y. So only the number is missed. Okay. So let's see what is the logic here. So E is a 5, G is a 7, G is a 7, M is a 13, O is 15, U is 21, S is 19, Y is 25. Now you don't need to identify the logic for alphabets because alphabets is already there. I only want the number. So we just have to check how the number is. Now, when you look at the place values, 5 and 7, you add them, you are getting 12. So you are doing 12 by 2. Same way, 7 and 13, you are getting 20. So 20 by 2. Correct? So in the same way, now you have 15 and 19. Basically, that is 34 by 2. So now 21 and 25, you are getting 46 by 2. That should be my answer. So 46 by 2 is how much? 23. And that is what you pick as your answer. Okay. Average of the place values is your answer. Understood? All right. So those were your reasoning questions in the state level mock test, the free mock test that was conducted by T.I.M.E, okay, on 14th and 15th of March. These were the reasoning questions. So there were some missing numbers. So there were some missing questions here. Okay. So those questions are your DS and DI questions, data sufficiency and data interpretation, that will be taken as a separate session. But we discussed only the reasoning section, reasoning questions related in that section. Understood? Okay. So I hope all the questions are clear and understood. Okay. So that is it in this session. So thank you and have a great rest of the day. Goodbye.